Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm revisiting a few oldies just to bring back, you know, because we do quite a few folded cards, we've done albums, we've done junk journals, coveted notebooks, 3D projects. So I liked this one. It's a little purse, or a little clutch bag as we call them over here. I've made a little tassel. I think you ladies in America call them purses or wallets, but it's a little mini album. You can have photos there, some 2x2s. You could add some across here if you don't mind them showing. And then you've got space here for 2 small photos, and inside with our photo mats you could add a photo either side, maybe 2. These are just envelopes. Then you've got a space on the back, another 2 inside, 2 inside, 2. So you've got space for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Sorry, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then another 4, 19, and maybe 3 small ones there. 22 inside, another 6 all both sides, and the other back is another 9, so that's 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and even if you want to flop some on the back as well, you've got roughly, depending on the size of your photos, between 30 and maybe 40, depending. Like I'm saying, you could put some 2x2s in the corners and just journal in the other spots. I'm using old cardstock because I'm saying I don't have any 12x12. I do have white in 12x12, but I've already cut it to its size now. But you again could add another piece and just glue 3 sides so you could tuck more inside even. I might, oh, I've already glued them down, but let's just grab a piece of, say, Whisper white cardstock, cut it to the same size as the inside frame, or maybe even a fraction smaller, and just glue. Let's do that. Let me grab my phone out of the way. I got my phone. So let's measure that. This is 3.5, so let's do this piece 3 1/4. And then what you would do is simply, because we all want gifts, especially with Easter, well, Valentine's is coming up, you could do a little mini album for Valentine, you know, just to add some, if you, especially for your husband or your wife, you could add some photographs from beautiful memories. You again could, and it's not tall enough, but I'm only going to glue that side. I mean, you could glue this back piece down so you could tuck photos behind the white. Glue that side down on the pink so you could add more behind there. And again with the white. And just add in. And then we could just grab some scraps there. Let me just use a piece of scrap. Oh, it is a piece of scrap as well. Let's cut this off. And then you could tuck photos here, you could have a photo there, and like I'm saying, if you keep this flap open and this flap open, you could tuck photos 1, 2, 3 different places and still have a little photo on there. So what size is this? Let me just have a nose. It's about 2.5 by 3 1/4, so you could easily get 1, 2 photos there, like I'm saying, on the inside as well, and on the back. I mean, you could add scraps, you could have another 2 on there, and on the inside and on the back, and maybe you get 3. Maybe if you made them 2 inch by 2 inch, because that's 8 inches, you could have another 3 there, another 3 there, and again add a flap so you can tuck more photos behind. I've glued all mine down. Now come to think about it, I wish I'd have left them open. You could even put little tags inside just for journaling on, to record your what happened. Say you've got a photo and you could put a little tag inside saying what you were doing on that day, little reminders. And I just think it's really cute, and it's really pretty flat, and it's only, let me just measure when it's closed, about 4 5/8 once closed. Actually it's 4 1/2, so it would stack beautifully on a shelf somewhere. You could add a strip of paper on the top and bottom. Like I say, it's made in the shape of a purse or a clutch bag, as we would call them. You can make them a little bit wider. It's entirely up to you, but I'm going to remake this. But the papers I'm using this time are, oh, and by the way, I've got 2 magnets, and only 2 magnets I've used. And I've got one of these beautiful clasps for the front, which is a brad. So that's all you're going to need, a nice closure for a decoration, and 2 magnets as well. I'm using the light and airy papers that came in the Stampin' Up celebration. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can use either side. I don't think it really matters on this card which way around you look at these beautiful birds. Absolutely stunning. You could have one way, one another way. You're going to need 3 flaps for your envelopes. They're 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. These then are the papers for the envelopes, so you could use the pattern side. I'm going to be using the pattern side to decorate my envelopes. Look at these beautiful, beautiful papers. I love that side. Absolutely beautiful. So you've got pink, you've got blue, and then you've got these beautiful bird scenes. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful papers. So you're going to need 3 envelopes. I've cut the first one down to 8 and I've sealed them up. And the second one down to 7. And then this one, we're going to just open it out. We're just going to seal it up. Mine is self-closing. But we're going to add papers. And then we're just going to cut this one down to 6. So you need 1 at 6, 1 at 7, 1 at 8. And my envelopes are 4 1/2. I think. I'll have a look now. Let's see. Oh, they're actually 4 3/8. So perfect. So we're going to have our layers. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop them all down to the bottom. And I'm going to use my circle punch, roughly get it in the middle. And it's going to, don't want that coming out of alignment. That's about right. Because they're envelopes, they're all perfectly lined up. And then when we add our papers later, we can just add our paper, which is 1/4 inch smaller. We can turn this over and then go back in and pop each piece out. So we can do that in a moment. So we got our envelopes all perfectly lined up. We got our papers. I've done some fussy cutting. This is from the card stock that was left over from the scraps. They're the covers papers. I'll show you all the paperwork in a minute. So I've got fussy cut pieces. I've got the little birds. So if I did a plain piece, I can have a little birdie just popping up as if he's looking from. I don't like to waste these end bits because look at the decoration. I've got some more for the bottom. I've even got a little side one, look. So he's peeking in from the side. But don't waste these little bits. And these were just taken from the leftovers from the bits I cut out. I got a lovely flower, another piece on the side, you know, just for decoration. Got another one from the bottom, so cute. Another flower, another little birdie's head popping up. And then I cut these with 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Maybe we could use those as tabs for pulling out our cardstock, or even sliding inside and then pulling out. That's so cute. But don't throw these bits away. Do your fussy cutting first, and then you've got some little decorations. I mean, if you haven't got enough, you can always add more later. You can't take them away. So these are for my envelopes. I'll decide which way around. I'm definitely going to have that. I just love, I don't want birds on birds on birds. Pity. So birds, we might have the plain on the envelope then. And then this plain, or you could go back to the birds. But I think I'm going to have the plain. It's just absolutely gorgeous paper. Beautiful. So they're for the envelopes. These are just document envelopes. So they're a standard size. I think they're about 8 3/4 by 4 3/8. So my card pieces. Now I went and cut some 12 by 12 to 4 1/8. One of them is 8 inches to fit inside my envelope. And I can get it open. Again, as all fingers and thumbs. And this will just give strength to the envelope, especially when the designer series paper is on as well. Oh, there we go. That fits. So that's going to fit in there all the way down. And it's going to be the same level. So I could fit one of these cute little birds. Or even cut it in half just to decorate. Oh, I don't want to chop that little birdie off. And maybe I will add another circle. You know, you could add just a plain circle. That way we can pull out our cardstock. She says, there we go, like that sort of thing. I haven't decided yet. But I cut, because I use cardstock, I cut one at 6 1/2, which left me this piece left over. So I've swapped that over and cut one at 7 1/2 and scored 1/2 inch. And then I can add the piece that was cut off, save wasting. And then we can have a flap. So we could have another 2 photos, 2 and 2. So this one will hold 6. And then this is the piece that was cut off the 7 to go on the 6 one. Again, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 6 photos. And then the 8 inch cardstock. It was only a small piece coming off the end, so I just left this one as a single one. There's photo mats to go in there, so let's pop that to one side. Let's do the 6 inch one. Like I'm saying, these are the bits that were cut off. So instead of wasting them or using them as separate photo mats, I thought I would glue them and make them into little flat booklets. So let's do that. And you don't have to decorate your little booklets inside, especially if they're going to be covered in photographs. But it's entirely up to yourselves. Just gonna make sure I've got this the same way. That'll be the way. And then I'm just gonna stand this up. Get my bone folder. I mean, and because I could have just folded them, but this piece is come off the 7-inch. So another, you could have a 4x4 probably on there, 2 3x4s, and there. So that will go in my 6-inch envelope. And just leave that flat and pop that in there. Why isn't that going all the way down? I don't know. It's exactly the same length, look. Maybe I have cut that wrong. Let's have a look. Oh, it just needs a little fraction. So we got a booklet to go in our 6-inch. Maybe, oh no, it's gone, it's gone. Doesn't matter if it pokes out. So we got our 8-inch, we got our 6-inch, and then we're just gonna glue our 7-inch one. Let's just check that's the same. Yeah, that's the same. So it's just so we can add more pictures. And it was a free set of papers. Because I did a paper share, I'm using the full packet that I received. Because, I mean, if you don't want to see that, make sure that's nice and straight. Burnish that down. So again, we could have another 2 small photos. Great little booklet. And then that's going to go in our 7-inch. Because I was thinking I'm cutting a lot of paper up and I don't want to see any of it go to waste. Don't forget our envelopes now will be strength. I may have to trim them. I think I should have done them 5 7/8, 6 7/8, and 7 7/8. So I don't mind actually, it's just taking up the bulk. So we've got 7, 8 and 6. So I will trim them up so they all fit in there perfectly. So we've got nice little photo flaps. Then we're going to decorate. In fact, I'm going to add my little tabs next. These are 1.5 inches by 4 1/4. Yep, they're all the same size, and I'm just going to score these at 3/4. That's right, so they all fit in the middle. Give those a score. We will trim the ends in a minute, and we need to put them on before we add our designer series paper, so we can hide those as well. You know me, I love to do anything for like little mini photo albums. I don't take photos. I'm not, but I know a lot of people that do, and I like to give these as little gifts. Let's burnish that. Give those, only giving them, I'm going from the middle, just a little tiny bit on the outside. It's just so it doesn't overhang. Last one. So we've got our little flaps. Perfect. So we need the seam. Mind you, it doesn't really matter, but we're going to use the seam, and we're just going to glue one side for now, and then we're going to glue this right along the edge of our envelope. to do that to all three, and they're all the same width because they're the same width as the envelope. Again, right the way along the edge. And then our last one. And it just gives us our little flaps. To make sure we can attach them to the inside. I'm not going to attach these just yet because they're going to attach on top of each other, because we're going to decorate them before we add them. So there's not much of a bulk on that side. So now we're going to pop them to one side. We've got our magnets. Now I've got my little photo mats, and I've glued 3 of them down, and I'm using this pink because I think this pink will just go with anything, and it's an old cardstock. What I might do is not glue all this pink cardstock down, so we can tuck some behind as well. I'm not going to glue these I'm going to glue these mats down now because I've already cut them and glued some of them. But what I might do, instead of attaching, I'll just glue this side and this side, and then we can tuck another, like a little tag behind it, or another little photo mat. So we've got 4 of those, and these measure, I think they're 3 3/4 square. No, 3.5 by 3.5, and then this piece is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and we've got 4 of those. So we're prepping our stuff. Now we've got our base for the little purse or wallet piece, which you call it. And I'm going to fetch in my scoreboard. And we're going to lay this on the long side, and we're going to score this at 4 inches, 4 3/8, 8 7/8, and 9 1/4. So we've got 3/8 of an inch here and here, and that's all the scoring there is. It's so simple. Now on my cardstock, I'd put my card pieces as 8 1/4, because this is 8 1/2, and I've actually done them to 8 3/8. So instead of 1/4, do all of them by 3/8. I don't know why that one says that. So I'm doing mine 3/8 because I want a small border. Literally small borders. So we're going to fold. I always like to fold the farthest line away first, and then I'm going to flatten that down on that one. And then it's easier to pull back on the second line. Then make sure you line it up along your edge, and then pull it back. And then when we add the magnets, let me just fold this first. The inner line first, and then the outer one. making sure everything is lined up top and bottom. So when we come to add the magnet, I don't know what's up with that, flatten that piece out and then flatten that one over, and you'll line your magnet up perfect. So when this then tucks back, this then will tuck forward and your magnet will line up perfectly. So I'm going to round the corners. Just on. Oh, that looks a bit skew with. Let me just get that right. Better. I think I added it on the bottom as well. I might just keep them square and just have them on the top. See about the gap? I want, this is 8 1/4, even though this is 8 1/2, but I want a smaller border. So they're my papers for my envelopes. Right there, one. Yeah, they're my envelope papers, so I'm keeping them all together. I was going to decorate both sides. So cards start 8 1/2 by 12. You're going to need 3 that are 4 1/4 by 1 1/2, and these are for your photo mat. 6 by 8 1/4, an eighth, 7 by 4 and an eighth, 8 by 4 and an eighth. And because I've added the little flaps with the leftover papers, I did one at 6 1/2, 7 1/2. I left the 8 as it was. So that's why I'll probably have to trim those two down just a fraction, and then I attached what was left onto there and then what was left onto there just to create those extra flaps. And then these are your layers, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and then 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. I use white, as says DSP. You're going to need 2 magnets and a gem, and we're going to make a tassel. So the DSP for your envelopes is there. 2 2 2, 4 1/8, 5 7/8, 4 1/8, 6 7/8, 4 1/8, 7 7/8. And then the covers are 2 2, and I don't know why I wrote them separate, but they're the same. So 2 2 and 2, 2 5/8, 3 5, 3 8 3/8, 3 3/4, 8 3/8, and 4 1/4 by 8 3/8. So these are the papers for our beautiful covers. Look at that. Is that the one? No, this is for the inside. But we don't want to add this yet because we're going to add our envelopes. But that piece is going to go in there, and our gorgeous decorated envelopes are going to go over. But you will see them when you pull out the last flap. So when our envelope goes down, our number 8 envelope, that's going to get attached about 1/8 of an inch from the end. And then our designer series paper will go right over, giving me a small border. So I could attach that on there. Just giving me, it should be about the same. Tiny little border left over for some reason. And then that is going to get glued in there. So when we lift our flap up, our little seam is hidden under our designer series paper. So we may have to cut a little fraction off there. So are we gonna, now I'm gonna do the back, and I'm gonna decorate the back first. So I'm gonna keep that beautiful paper on the back. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I'm not going to decorate the inside just yet, so this then could be, but we've got to be careful because that's going to get folded that way. So we could either have the birds, which is stunning, or we could have the pecan pie, which I think will still go beautiful. And then we could add some of these beautiful little design features on here just to decorate that. I mean, we could glue that on just there and there on the end, and then still have a little tuck space for a photo. Love it. So let's add our piece on the back. I'm only doing this one for a second because I want it to show you how to add the magnet and the clip. I added my clip afterwards, and that's how I ended up putting a piece of paper. So let's just do this first piece. Oh, absolutely beautiful papers. But what a great gift, especially after earning this paper for free. And I think that purple and the paper and this pink cardstock go beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So now let's do our magnets. I'm going to grab some tape. I'm going to grab quite a thick, a wider tape because I don't want it to come off. Let's turn this around. And I'm coming about 1/2 inch down. And I'm not really bothered that it's bang in the centre. Oh, wait there a minute. I'm going to come down a little bit. I can't. It's too late. I'm going to grab another piece. I'm sticky side up so I can grab my magnet. Right, don't forget now, fold that back and then fold on the second line, making sure you level either side and press, because when we lift this up and this up, your magnet fits beautiful. I need to squash that down, Gaynor. Squash it down, make sure it's in the right place. Yeah. So let's just burnish this. And now my clasp. So I'm going to take off my clasp. And I'm only making the hole. I'm not going to attach until I've got my designer series paper on. But I want to miss my magnet. Let's just grab a tape measure and a pencil. So this is 8.5, like I'm saying. So 4 1/4. I'm just going to make a mark there, roughly in the center. And then I'm just taking my pokey tool and I'm just going above I'm going to poke it back through the other way because this is coming from the top. Oops. So this is where my clasp is going to go through once I've added my designer series paper, but I need the hole to add my beautiful clasp. And with it being right next to the magnet as well, it really does help. So this is my piece for the front. That beautiful paper, so I'm going to round the corners. And we're going to glue this on there, giving me a nice little border all the way around. And if you didn't want to do the envelopes inside, you could also just do a beautiful plain waterfall with cardstock and not have to have anything. So let's just make sure we've got our papers lined up. Nice little border. And now I can poke my little pokey tool and just come through. Now I can attach my beautiful little clasp. I'm going to open that nice and wide, making sure there's no oh, that is so pretty. Isn't that cute? Love it. And now we can add our inner piece. So, do we want the birdies? No, I want the same piece. So I'm looking up, my flowers are going up. Same as this one, they're going up. So I'm going to round off these bottom corners. And I've just done that the wrong way round, so my flowers now are going down. Silly sausage. I should have done these corners, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to look beautiful. I'm going to remove my paper and add my glue. I'm going to be quite generous along the edge now because I've got to cover that magnet as well, so plenty of glue in there. I know it's taped down, but come all the way along the edges. I want to keep it nice and tight. Get my glue on. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to add this beautiful paper. I'll show you what I did on my other one. I'd attached all my papers and then I found these clasps, which is those beautiful outside pieces. So, and you want to make sure you glue this nice and tight. Oh, absolutely beautiful papers inside and out. See if you notice this one. You can't really tell unless I come up close, and then you can see where I had to put a circle of paper because I'd gone through the designer series paper on the top. But holding it way back, you can't tell until I come close. And it's not much of a deterrent, but it's cute. So now we've got this section. I think I am going to have, do you know when you cut your paper, it leaves a little rim, I think. So I'm going to attach this on here and I'm going to have the brown. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh, beautiful. Or we could switch over. No, it's definitely got to be the brown. So I'll peel off our backing. Just gonna use my bone fold to get that paper stuck right down and add the glue just on there. I mean, you could even keep this open and put little slits in it. This is for the outside. Oh, beautiful paper. Now I'm just going to fold it flat. just while I burnish. And then lift up. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now for the inside. I think I'm gonna leave the brown as well. What I'm saying is with these, I might just glue the 3 sides, or you could even glue those 3 sides and leave this open to put some tabs in. I think I'm just going to glue that down. I'm going to definitely have my pecan pie showing through again. I think the contrast is beautiful. If you didn't want to have white photo mats, you could add designer series paper, but whoever gets it's going to add photos. You don't want to cover up this stunning paper, so hence the reason we're having our beautiful designer series paper. Get rid of any excess glue. I mean, even if you wanted to just write down beautiful Bible verses. So again, I'm just going to glue this 3 sides. 2 sides even. And I'm just going to glue check that out straight. Just give that a bit rummage down there. Get rid of any excess glue. And then this time I'm going to do the same, but this side giving me a gap to add flaps. Love it. So that's right, a bottom and side. Let's just check. Oh, that looks pretty good to me. Whoops, don't want to slip out of place. I'm just going to leave them to go off. These are going to go inside here after we've added our paper. So our 8 number page, I'm going to glue this into place. And after I've added each one, I'm going to decorate. So you want to line this right up, leaving about 1/8 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch either side. Oh, that's not quite. Come on, Gaynor, get it over. Perfect. And we're just going to rummage that down. Why do I say rummage? I mean glue that down. And now we can add our beautiful designer series paper. Oh, perfect. And we're going to hide that flap. Love it, love it, love it. I've dwindled down my stash of Stampin Up papers. I think I've got about 2 sets to, so making sure we got this to go in the right way, so that's the right way. I'm pulling it as close to that flap as possible, so it doesn't interrupt with our envelope and our opening. Beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. So the envelope, now we're going to decorate the envelope. So again, inside, I think I will leave these open for a tuck spot, as well as there, same as here. We can add tuck spots. Beautiful. And I'm going to do the same in there, but we'll do that afterwards. So let's get, I'm going to turn it this way just for a minute, and we're taking out my photo. I'm going to grab my paper. Now I'm going to add, I think I will have that stunning bird scene, otherwise it's going to be blue on, mind you, I might have the back as the blue and the front. So I'm going to, right, that's the right way. So, but I'm going to flip, and this is the front. So I'm going to grab them two like that. I'm just going to stack these behind. Lift that up to the edge. And I've got a couple of clips. Ow, got my pinchy finger. Making sure that's right along the edge, so we can pull it down just a little fraction. So I'm going to come to the edges, that way I can get my punch in. And then I'm just going to cut down to where the hole is. And pop out our designer series paper. Keep those little ends. So our design, that doesn't, oh, now we're gonna be offset, look. Oh, so now I've, no, that's right, Ooh, and again, I nearly got it wrong then. So the blue piece is going on the inside, and we've got the tiniest little border on there. Make sure you come all the way around. You want to use tear and tape or a mixture of both. You know your flaps aren't coming off. I mean, you could, you couldn't decorate them all because you want to hide these flaps. There we go. And then our other piece should fit on that. Beautiful. Oh, it's giving me a lot. I'm going to recut that, I think. I'm just going to take that a little bit wider, this side. That's it. Oh, and now we want to add our second envelope because we want to hide that flap. So card number 7. Gonna lower down this, keeping our seam at the back. We're just gonna add, keeping that nice and straight either side. Beautiful. Now for our birdie paper. So we've hidden that flap as well. It's a very small nozzle on this glue, but it's really good glue. Whoops. Don't worry if you get a little bit over. It's going to be such a delight. You can always go in. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to take out the booklet. I'm going to attach one side and then cut, and then I'm going to attach the other side, and I'm going to do the back side first. So let's, oh, look at that. Oh, let's do this pattern and this pattern. I think I'll have that on that side and this on this side. So let's glue this down, making sure we got it the right way round. Take our paper away. So if you want to make sure you're getting it the right way, just turn it the right way. Cut our stuff, make sure we're not over our flap. Just got a little gap there. That's better. Just using my finger. Pop out our designer series paper. Keep those, and then we can add this paper then on there. Just absolutely gorgeous papers. So Gaynor's just realised she's gone over there. So I'm going to leave myself about that much space for my thumb. I'm going to turn it over. There's no real pattern. Oh, absolutely beautiful papers. So now we're going to turn this around, pop our little punch in again. Pop that out. Beautiful. And I'm just checking, do I need any glue anywhere? And I don't think I do. Oh, look at these beautiful patterns. Pattern, plain, pattern, pattern, plain. Well, it's not plain, it's beautiful. Oh, I've done it again. I've added this and I needed to add my 6th envelope. Needed to do it before I put that paper down, so I'll just get a strip of paper. Oh, Gaynor made a boo-boo. So add all your envelopes, then do your decorating. I was thinking I was clever, and I've just made a big boo-boo. So line this up. They're all the same width. I'm just keeping them. Let's take the booklet out. And the reason we've got this 3/8 of an inch gap is to compensate for our envelopes there, giving us plenty of space to add photo maps and photos. So let's grab some paper. I think I might have some spare. There it is. So I don't think it really matters. I'm gonna add a 4 1/4. Let's go 4 3/8 by 3/4 of an inch. Don't worry about this. This is all good. I'm going to glue that. Oh look, it does need to be a little bit smaller, so it is 4 1/4. It's actually 4 1/8. Don't throw the little bit away you've cut off. Beautiful. I'm just going to take a tiny sliver. Just to be able to say, I'm not getting the trimmer back out for that. And let's attach our paper. Making sure we can fold. Is that my battery gone again? Wow, I've gone through 2 batteries today. Must be gas bagging loads, girls. So I just let that come on. Long videos. I've recorded 2 lots today. You won't see them on the same day, but there we go. Now you can barely tell that piece is in. And I think I'm going to have pink on both sides this time. Pink paper is just divine. I want it to match our flap, so that needs to be on the inside because I've glued it upside down. Oh, got a little bit there. There we go. Now we can come in. Take off that. And keep these little bits in just in case you want to add them to your flap. So let's make sure we've got this the right way. That's going to go that way. Beautiful. Nice. Stream of glue going down the sides to fill in the gap. Making sure we've got that One more time. Perfect little holes. Absolutely stunning. And I'm just going to literally take a strip off each one. That's better. Now the piece of paper you punched out, you can glue it on the flap there, but then you won't see it. I'm going to keep mine, I did it on the last one, but I'm going to keep it plain this time. So now for our other bucklet, I'm going to take another little slither off there, because Gaynor has kept you for ages. Perfect. And then our 8-inch photo mat. Whoops. There we go. It's going in there. Oh, look at that. They all fit beautiful. We've got our we've got our little photo tuck spots. I'll make some tags, I think, to go inside these, but I won't make them now. I was going to make tassels, and then I'm going to do the same for this. So attach and attach. And then we can have photos there and there. So let's glue these down quickly. Don't you worry about it. Just gonna keep that so I can level this up. Perfect. I will make 4 little tags for this. And again across the bottom. Keeping that level. Come down a wee bit. Let's just check. Oh, that looks fabulous. So I'm going to let them glue themselves down. So I am going to literally glue that on the edge there, but I'm going to leave it open, that way we can add a tag or a little bit of decoration from behind. Ooh. Gonna definitely have to let that go off, but isn't that absolutely beautiful? I'm gonna decorate that, I think. Pop an extra flower on there. And you, oh, that is beautiful. I'm going to just add this beautiful flower at at the top here. I'm going to glue this one down though. Stunning. And then you've got these gorgeous, gorgeous, there's those little birdies. I've got the circles I cut out. I've got one that's on the side somewhere. There he is. And I'm going to pop him just there. Oh, there we go. Going to glue him down as well. So sweet. That is gorgeous. Now I'm going to add those somewhere else. I've got a tiny little bird there. Maybe just pop that one in there. And with the tassel, it's so easy to make. I'm going to add that on there. You just take some of your baker's twine. You want about 8 pieces, which are about 10 centimeters long. You could even pop these on. I don't really want to take away too much, or I want to have that one lower than those two higher. Again, you could just glue the bottoms on, so you could add little tags in the top corner, but I will do all that later. For you, yeah, you want about 6-8 pieces, about 10 centimeters long, 10 inches even, and then double it over, cut it in half, and you could even, and then double it over again, keeping all the loose strands at the bottom. Put it over something thin and then tie a knot around the top and slide that out, giving you this little top section. And then just tie some more and cut them all free. You could add some, I don't know if you could add gems. You could add little clasps and stuff. And then what I did, I just sellotape mine in, but if I'd have remembered to make the tag first, you could add it just under the designer's days paper at the back here, so you can't see it hanging down, but it just gives you that little purse effect. But this is absolutely striking. I'm going to leave that so you can add another little photo in the front. These are my 2 little projects that I've done today, just to show you 2 little projects. I have done 2 projects today, it's just that you haven't seen both of them. Oh, you will get to see them both, but not on the same day. I've filmed twice today, so Gaynor's a little bit tired. My back is killing. So, but come back. I hope you've enjoyed this. You can keep these little tabby bits and, like I say, attach them onto your cardstock. If you want to hide the little envelope flaps, let me show you there. Or you could add a different piece so it does stick out. So you could add that one on there, you could add that one on there, and then you could add a blue one on there, just to make those stick out. And then you've got the same on the back as well. So I might just glue those in, and then we know to pull our little tabs out. So there we go. I am going to add them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hope you've enjoyed. I like making these little 3D projects, little gift ideas. Maybe you could make some for with old designer series paper ready for next year's craft fairs. Start making them now. These are just scraps from a strip of paper that I'd cut off. So you can go to town, add some jewels, maybe line your purse along the top and bottom. Just add so much detail. That is so cute. Well, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed. Come back on the next video. All glory to our great Lord and Saviour who gives us these wonderful talents to share. And come back on the next project. And I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Bye.